Have you ever wondered what life in the world's fourth largest economy looks like? With an extremely rich cultural heritage and remarkable contributions in the field of music, art, philosophy, engineering and technology, Germany continues to fascinate the world. I'm Rupinder and have been living in Germany for 13 years. I'm a native Indian and a German citizen. I have had the experience of studying in Germany, of traveling, of parenting, of setting up a business here and communicating with the locals on a day-to-day basis. And in this video, I will share the pros and cons of life in Germany based on my experience. In 2023, Germany has been ranked 13th in the world in terms of its quality of life. But is it also an easy to settle destination for expats? Let's talk about safety and stability first. Needless to say, Germany is a safe and secure country to live in. It is politically and economically stable, has a low crime rate, and the law enforcement is pretty strong. As a woman, I have always felt safe and respected here. It is also very normal for small kids, even the first graders, to walk or cycle to school on their own. Germany has an attractive job market and offers several benefits to its working population in comparison to many other countries. High job security is one of the biggest advantages that one enjoys in Germany, owing to the Dismissal Protection Act. Employees enjoy at least 20 days of paid leave per year other than the public holidays. In most cases, it's going to be between 28 and 30, depending on your employer. Employed pregnant women are entitled to about 14 weeks of paid maternity leave and job security during this time. Additionally, each employed parent is entitled to up to 3 years of parental leave per child with an option to receive parental allowance for the first 12 to 14 months. Parental allowance rates depend on your income before your child's birth and vary between 300 and 1800 euros per month. In most cases, this would be about 65% of the net income. You also have the possibility of working part-time during your parental leave. All the sources of information used in this video have been linked in the description box below. In case you get laid off from your job, you get ample support from the government in terms of unemployment benefits and also support from the employment office to find a new job and receive free counseling and training if required. Germany has a well-developed healthcare system with advanced medical facilities. All residents of the country are entitled to free medically necessary public healthcare, which is funded by a statutory contribution system. It is mandatory for all residents in Germany to have a health insurance. This makes life extremely easy as you do not have to pay anything during your doctor's visit. All of the medically necessary checkups and treatments are covered by insurance. The bills are settled directly between your doctor and your insurance, so you might never get to see your medical bills. Though this makes life easy if you get sick, you must know that this can be a big part of your monthly expense. Insurance payments are based on a percentage of income shared between employee and employer. Currently, the health insurance contribution is about 14.6% divided equally between you and your employer. In addition to this, your insurance company would set an individual additional contribution rate every year, which could be about 1.5%. Just to make it clear, if your yearly gross income is 100,000 euros, you can expect to pay about 400 euros a month as your health insurance contribution under the public health insurance schemes. This is applicable only if you're employed. Different conditions will apply in case you're self-employed. Children and non-earning members of the family can be covered as a part of the family insurance under most public insurance schemes. In case you're liking this video so far, please do subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you back. Germany has been consistently ranked amongst the top 10 countries in the world to raise a family. Families with kids enjoy many benefits here, such as tax allowance or Kinderfreibeträge, normally till your child turns 18. The related figures can be seen on the screen. Parents can either receive the tax allowance or the child allowance, also called the Kindergeld, which is 250 euros per child per month in 2023. The option that is more beneficial for the families is usually chosen by the tax office as part of the annual income tax assessment. Since 2013, each child in Germany is entitled to attend a kindergarten. Although it might not be easy to find a spot in a kindergarten of your choice, especially in big cities, the government does offer support in this regard. The state-owned kindergartens for age 3 and above are usually free of cost in most states, and you only pay a reasonable amount for meals. You do pay a nominal childcare fee for younger kids less than 3 years of age, but it is subsidized for low-income families. Education in Germany is free for school kids. So if you decide to send your kids to government-run schools, then you do not have to pay absolutely any school fee for their education. It is an absolute must by law that every eligible kid needs to attend school. And you don't have to worry about sending applications to 100 different schools and wait for your kid to be accepted to one of the schools. That's not how it works here. So once they reach a certain age, you will get a letter from the administration saying that this is a school from your catchment area. By default, your kid would be going to that school. On the other hand, if you decide to send your kids to private school, that would be a pretty expensive affair. And a lot of expats choose to do so because English is the main source of communication in the private schools, whereas in German schools, everything is taught in German. Kids do learn English, but that is normally, it depends on the state that the school is in, and normally they start learning English from 3rd standard on. Germany has a lot to offer in terms of attractions for families with kids, ranging from state-of-the-art playgrounds, sports clubs, swimming pools, museums, holiday camps, nature and wildlife parks, and a lot more. One of the biggest positives that I see from my experience living here is that the processes are absolutely well defined. All the processes that involve dealing with the local authorities for registrations, work permits, licenses, etc. are very well defined. It is easy to find information online, although the information will mostly be in German. Germany, being a developed country, has an excellent infrastructure. The public transportation system is excellent, and you don't really need a car unless you're living in some remote area. There are bicycle paths everywhere, even connecting cities, and it is very normal for people to use bicycles to commute to work, to school, and thus stay fit. People living in Germany enjoy a healthy lifestyle overall, simply because of the way things are built. You will find yourself walking or cycling more often while living in Germany, as everything is quite accessible. There are plenty of possibilities to be close to nature. For example, there's a river 10 minutes walk from my home and a lovely walking path through the forest just 5 minutes by foot. And no, I don't live in a remote village. That is the beauty of this country. You can enjoy city life while being close to nature. Being physically fit is an important part of the German culture, in my opinion, and you somehow catch on to it. So do expect to get healthier if you choose to live here. Now let's talk about some of the not so nice things about Germany. One of the biggest negatives of living in Germany, especially in the beginning, when you don't know the language, is the language barrier, of course. And in the beginning, you can feel a little bit lost even when you go to the supermarkets or you have to deal with the government authorities, because the default language is German. All the official communication that you receive from the government, be it from the finance office, be it from the trade registration office, or your even the foreigners office, would be in German. So in the beginning it is a little bit challenging for expats to settle down, mainly because of language. But you could also see this negative as more or less positive, because then you have the opportunity to learn a new language. And once you start learning the language, you are able to integrate so much better. Things become so much easier, and you are more confident in carrying on your day-to-day activities and coordinating or communicating with the locals. And that makes life much happier. In the beginning, life could be a bit socially alienating for expats, especially when they have just moved in. And I think this is true for any kinds of moves, right? When you move in your own country from one city to the other, you don't know many people and it takes time for you to get settled. The social circle is pretty limited. But in Germany, it's even more so because of the language. I have seen that a lot of people coming from more social and close-knit communities do struggle here. Keep in mind that you do need to make an effort to expand your social circle here. There are international expat groups in all big cities which offer possibilities to socialize. If you have kids going to kindergarten or to school here, it would be much easier for you to create your social network with other parents. You would often hear that Germany has a closed culture and that people take time to warm up to you. In my experience, possibilities arise only when you are open to embracing a new culture and language. Let me tell you that I have found the nicest, caring, friendly, helpful, and very practical people in Germany, and I hope that you have the same experience. One of the things that people struggle with in the beginning is the weather. So it is mostly extremely cold here in Germany, depending on where you live, of course. You can expect to wear winter clothes for almost, more than 6 months in a year. And in some cities, it doesn't get very sunny. I mean, I come from India, and where it's sunny almost all over the year. But when I came here, I found it pretty depressing because, you couldn't see sun every day. I live in Munich, and here it's still very sunny because it is at an altitude. But in some cities, it could stay pretty dark and gloomy for a long time, really. You might not get to see sun for 10 days in a row. So you don't forget to take your vitamin D supplements in case you're living here. Germany follows a progressive tax rate, which means that the tax rate increases as your income increases. The maximum tax rate this year is 45%. If your annual income is anywhere between 62,810 euros to 277,825 euros, you can expect to pay an income tax at the rate of 42%. All employees in Germany also make compulsory contribution to the social security system, which is meant to support the residents in case of sickness, old age, or unemployment. The contributions are split equally between the employee and the employer and could be about 20 to 22% of your salary on an average. Though the tax rate and the social security contribution may seem to be relatively high, you do enjoy a lot of privileges such as maternity and child benefits, parental allowance, sickness and unemployment benefits, free school education and childcare, etc. Another negative that I see a lot of expats struggling with are the long waiting times for appointments. It could be appointments for getting things fixed in your apartment with the plumbers or with the electrician. It could take forever to get appointments. Manual labor is pretty expensive here, and therefore, and of course, there is more demand than supply, and so they seem to be booked in advance. So you might have to wait for 4 to 5 weeks to get an appointment for a very basic thing. Germany, despite being the powerhouse of Europe, lags behind in terms of digitalization. The country still relies a lot on analog processes and paperwork, the old school way. Don't be surprised when all important communication from the government office reaches you in the form of a letter. The quality of mobile internet and networks is far behind. You might often run into places where it is not possible to pay using cards, but only cash is accepted. One of the main reasons for lack of digitalization in Germany is the aversion or skepticism of the aging population towards digital services and the fear of losing data privacy. I came to Germany to study and decided to make this my home. If I compare Germany to where I come from, it is a completely different world altogether, but a very beautiful one. All of us have our own priorities, which define our experiences. I hope that you're able to make the best of your experiences, irrespective of where you choose to live. Do subscribe for more such videos. Bye-bye.